Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Darren Jacobs and welcome to another episode of Friday Fight Night, and we are kicking things off with King Sam, who will answer the call that Aaron Albright requested for a double title match for both the WIW and World Heavyweight Championships at the pay-per-view that is Mind Games. What a big challenge it was, and now King Sam will answer with his response to the challenge. I'm not going to waste your time too much on this answer, because we know where this is going. Albright, I'll be honest, you're no threat to me, not at all, but you did a good job. You caught my interest. And as many of you know, the Wolfpack have intended to hold all the gold we can. So now you've offered me literally both world titles. Imagine it. I will run both brands. Imagine, both Mayhem and Fight Night under the Wolfpack's control. We would basically run the whole of WIW. And it doesn't stop there, because once I'm WIW champion, we can legally invade Mayhem and then become the tag team champions there as well. And once we have that, there won't be much Blake can do, and I will be the man in charge of the shows, because no title matches will occur until I say so. Oh, it sounds so beautiful. Anyway, even though, Albright, you pose no threat to me whatsoever, and I think you're a failure on every level who deserves no time in the ring with me, I accept. Well, we figured that would be the answer, and it's now officially on. Aaron Albright and King Sam will be for both other world championships, and it looks like King Sam has his eyes set on conquering the entire WIW. Well, what a massive way to start off the show, and I guess it's been made official. King Sam and Aaron Albright will compete for both the WIW Championship and the WIW Heavyweight Championship in what is scheduled to be a big main event at the Mind Games pay-per-view. But before all that, we kick off tonight with the latest trade acquisition for Friday Fight Night, as Hale steps down to the ring to make his Fight Night debut. The general manager has come out and said that last week's disqualification win for Big Willie does not result in a trade. He doesn't want people to win trade pieces through countouts and disqualifications, especially when it would be that Fight Night have won 3 in a row now. Well, once again, Mayhem and Fight Night will collide in tonight's main event, and it will also give us a little bit of a sneak preview for the Mind Games pay-per-view, and you will see later in the evening what that means. But Hale ready to compete in his Fight Night debut tonight. But the general manager has not gone in easy on him, because he is up against someone else relatively new to the scene here on Friday Fight Night, and he does not mess around at all. D ready to come back into some Fight Night action, and he's looked pretty impressive in the last couple of matches. A couple of victories under his belt, and of course the all-important Fight Night debut victory that he managed to pick up last week. And for Dino D, he's just trying to find his place here. He's just kind of lingering around the mid-card, just trying to push himself right now to burst into the title scene. I'm sure he'd be very eager to take on Big Willie at some point. Even eventually. The goal for everyone at some point would be to win the world title. But for Dino D, he's just going to pick up each win as it comes, and by doing so, he will work his way up the rankings. But he has definitely grown for the better since his debut on Mayhem. He's had, he didn't have the best of starts to his career, but he has really pushed himself as of late, and he is really developing quite well into quite the superstar here. And now we have the two former Mayhem people colliding with each other, and look at this, straight out the gate here. Oh, and a beautiful DDT. And that's how you start a matchup. But look at that, Hale. Now, this should be an interesting matchup. Dino D, very offensive fighter. We know that. We've seen he likes to get straight into the action and likes to get the job done. Hale, a much more technical fighter, likes to wear people down gradually, land the big move when he needs to. And, of course, we know he has that big knee at the end where he smashes the head down onto it. That could wrap up the whole fight. Couldn't do it with Stephen Miller. But he has been prone to getting the job done, and of course it was the guillotine that he managed to lock in on Stephen Miller just a week ago that managed to help him pick up his first victory, and I'd be happy to leave Fight Night. He finally did what he set out to do all of those months ago, and that was to beat Stephen Miller, and that's exactly what he did. Unfortunately for him, though, it wasn't enough to pick him up a spot on the Mayhem team, and now he's moved to Fight Night, so maybe this could be better for him, and a massive drop kick there by Dino D, who's mounting the offense out the gate here, but William Hale, as I was mentioning there, was establishing control for a moment, but like I say, Hale's not a heavy hitter as such. He's a very technical fighter, very skilled in his craft, and he's got a very clever arsenal of moves that helps him get the job done. And now look at this, Dino D showing some athleticism with the Hurricane Rana. And that's what he's got to do to, if that's what he's got to do to get the job done, that's what he'll do. These two men both trying to explode on the scene. William Hale tried to do it by beating Stephen Miller, and now Dino D trying to do it by going on a run here of impressive victories. And last week's match was very impressive. It's always hard to start the show off and put on a good match, but Dino D managed to do it with relative ease, and walked out the winner in it as well. And now look at this! Oh! And of course beating the winner of the runner-up of the Road to Glory tournament in JW Cashman. And that was an impressive victory for him, and that's going to be a big upset to Cashman, that, you know, because James Rowley, of course, with all the success that he's managed to pick up on the Mayhem brand from winning the tournament. Here's a cover. Is he going to be able to get him? No, it's only a 1. Early days still. Yeah, all the success that James Rowley has had coming out the tournament, and then, of course, to start your career off with a loss, it's not exactly looking great for you. Or look at this from Dino D in a shooting star press. And it's beautiful move there. And now look at this. Into the DDT. And Dino D mounting the heavy hitting offense here. And William Hale is definitely on the back pedal. Oh, but a big counter there by William Hale. Oh, but another counter this time by Dino D. And Dino D not letting him establish this control that he needs to get in the fight, because, as I was saying, William Hale, a technical fighter, and if he doesn't have enough time to operate and complete his plan, then it's not going to work out in his favour. And Dino D right now, not even really giving him a second to get up, looking for another senton off the middle rope and couldn't connect. And now William Hale bringing him back to his feet. Big strike to the gut. Able to shrug it off, though, is Dino D. Now has him in a headlock, and, oh, just slamming him down onto the mat there. Very nicely done by Dino D. And now Dino D with the run-up. Side effect! And we saw this wrap up the win last week. Is that going to be enough for Dino D to pick up the win this week? Oh, and that is close. That is a very close 2.5 count for Dino D off the side effect. But if the side effect doesn't work, we know what comes next. Dino D with the code breaker. Code breaker from Dino D and into the cover. And it's a no! Oh, I was about to say it's another win on the run for Dino D, but William Hale able to get the shoulder up. And Dino D, despite the impressive showing he's showing so far, just hasn't been able to get the job done there. And now Hale, big strike. Oh, look at this. Dino D is stunned, and he might be made to pay for it there with a massive suplex, almost leaking through that middle rope with the connection. And now look at this, William Hale, he's ready for this. The crowd not behind him at all, not a crowd favourite, but he doesn't care. He cares only for himself and his success, and to be honest, you can't blame a man for wanting to be successful. And now look at this. This is what I'm talking about, the slow, gradual wearing down of a fighter. And now he feels like he's ready to put this one away. Hale's got Dino D in a bad position. There it is! The knee! And straight onto the cover. Has he got it? Oh, Dino D kicks out. I thought he might have had it. Oh, this has been another fantastic contest. And I figured this would be two very different fighting styles. Only one can walk out the winner, and right now neither can get that 3 count on the other. Now Dino D into a cover off the counter there, which was the inverted in DDT, and he gets a 2 count again. And Dino D just interested in wrapping this one up now. He's dealt the damage, but he just needs to keep him down for that extra second longer to wrap it up. And William Hale wisely going to roll out the ring after losing the momentum he just gained. But Dino D wisely not giving him a second to breathe. He's going to follow him to the outside. And another standing moonsault shooting star press. And now look at this. Oh, look at this. Dino D's going high risk. What's Dino D thinking? Oh, no. I'm not sure he connected there. Just short. And both men are down. And the referee continues to count. And Dino D, he went high risk. And unfortunately for him on this occasion, the reward just didn't pay off. But they're both getting up at the same time. At a count of 5 and Hale with the Insiguri. And now a count of 6, and I'm sure William Hale will be very happy to take this win on count out. Dino D, not so much, and they're back in the ring at count of 7 at the request of Dino D. And now Dino D looking for the side effect again, connects! Right next to the ropes, and it wrapped up this week, last week. Can it do it again? 2! No, it's a 2 count! And William Hale, arguably putting up much more of a fight than JW Cashman last week. Dino D setting up for something. What's he got in mind? There's the knee into the neck breaker. And now looking for the code breaker. One more time. Dino D. There it is. The code breaker right to the jaw. Wisely gonna move him away from the ropes. And Dino D picks up the victory against William Hale. And the impressive run of Dino D continues. That's like, what, 3-4 matches in a run now? That's a very impressive run that Dino D has put himself on. He's putting himself on track for success right now. And so far, the Fight Night change has really brought the best out of Dino D. And that was the first code breaker right in the middle of the ring. Couldn't quite get the job done. And it's another impressive win for Dino D. And it has to be said, he's looked great since making the switch to Fight Night. It's commiserations for William Hale, who couldn't get the job done tonight. But it's another dominating performance for Dino D. And you've got to imagine if he carries on this momentum, that big things are here for him, and they're going to stay. He's going to. Oh, God, we try that again. He's going to be doing big things here on Fight Night. And I tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing what Dino D has to bring to the table. So let's move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, we have some tag team action. And it's another chance for Big Boss and Bruiser Brad to see what they can do. But once again, they're not up against another recognized team. They're up against an unlikely pairing here tonight. Well, maybe not unlikely, to be fair, but definitely an odd pairing indeed. First up, we've got Woodward down to the ring. And now he's trying to bounce back. He came out of the gate really, really strong here in WIW. Was the first participant to participate in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then kind of fell off the rails. He's been suffering on the back end of a series of losses now, and that's really starting to affect his rankings in terms of the WIW position. Of course, has already had a chance at the television championship, and he failed to cash in on that opportunity. So Woodward needs to start bouncing back now, and if he can take down this unstoppable, looking unstoppable force of Big Boss and Bruiser Brad, he might be able to chance over it. Oh, excuse me, of really pushing himself back up the rankings here in WIW. And he's up against someone else who's also looking to bounce back after a series of undesirable results. He's not been the most successful superstar on the roster, that is for sure. But that doesn't stop this man from continuing on forward and trying to fulfill his legacy. Here's Liam Connors on the prowl, ready to try and push himself again. He's another one who managed to unsuccessfully cash in on the television championship opportunity. And believe it or not, despite the rule that no titles be defended this month, the television championship will be put on the line again here tonight. So Liam Connors, I'm sure, will be watching that one on. I'm sure he'll be very eager to get back into the title picture. And I think a lot of people will do. But right now, Big Willie is dominating the division. So I think the philosophy for a lot of people will be, you know, when he's weakened or when he's down and someone else becomes champion, maybe they'll try again for that title. We'll have to see later down the line how that one goes. But for now, he's got to concentrate on this tag team encounter because these two have got one hell of a task ahead of them. Because here they come down to the ring, this gigantic pairing, probably just shy or maybe even on 1,000 pounds in weight. A tag team of Bruiser Brad and Big Boss, a team who debuted at the last pay-per-view and have been dominant as a tag team ever since. Of course, Big Boss called in by Bruiser Brad to help fight the held fights against Soulman Akira and Soulman Akira and Daniel Robertson. I had to remember who then. And Daniel Robertson since then has gone off to capture himself a Cruiserweight Championship opportunity. And he will get that at the next Mind Games pay-per-view. These two will not be at Mind Games as of late, unless Carter James and KO Oxley has decided to put them on there. But as far as we know, as of right now, they're not on the team. And these two teams ready to get underway. And here we go. Look at this. Bruiser out straight out the gate again, just like last week. And drags him straight away from his corner and crushed in the chest. And once again, Bruiser Brad just dominating straight out the gate. Look at the power behind that headbutt. And this is not what Wilson Woodward needs. He needs to get out of the gate strong here, but he's now in their corner, and this is not where he wants to be. Oh, he's managed to fight his way out, though. Wilson Woodward, now with an opportunity to try and fight back here. There's a knee to the gut. And another knee to the gut, and Wilson Woodward really fighting back strong here. Oh, and he's taken down with a Russian leg sweep. And no Theodore Adam Wright here at ringside. Oh, and a massive uppercut. No Theodore Adam Wright at ringside for the first time, I think, since Bruiser Brad's actual debut when he faced Daniel Robertson. And another uppercut. And look at this. Woodward coming out the gate strong here. Really doing justice here for himself at the gate of this one. Tag made, and in comes Liam Connors. And now Connors in the ring. What can he do? What can he bring to the table? Oh, God, we saw this against Big Willie. Can he do the leaf blowing up buster? Oh, he's missed it. He ducked under it, it looks like. Oh, and a massive backbreaker right to him. And Bruiser Brad might want to consider tagging out here because he's in an unlikely position, well, an unusual position of being on the receiving end of a beatdown. And now being dragged to the middle of the ring. Oh, look at this. Bonsai drop. And all of a sudden the tide turns just like that. And after what looked like Connors and Woodward in control, they've now turned the tide. And now what's this? Oh, look at this. What are they thinking here? Big Boss and Bruiser Brad. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's over 1,000 pounds. Or somewhere in the region of 1,000 pounds. Bearing down on the chest of Connors. And that's gotta be it, and it is. Big Boss and Bruiser Brad just destroy the rib cage of Liam Connors. And despite they put up probably the best fight they've had since the pay-per-view, Connors and Woodward could not get the job done against these two behemoths. First the bonsai drop, and then this massive frog splash and leg drop combination. Just really using the weight, and then once Wilson was taken out, that was it. And Big Boss and Bruiser Brad pick up another destructive victory here. Well, they haven't really been tested against actual tag teams yet, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens if they are paired up against a tag team. But for right now, these two are looking like an unstoppable pairing. But the question is, who will be the first team to take them down? Are they ready to continue their triumph in tag team division? We'll have to find out later down the line, but it is now time to move on down the rest of the card. Next up tonight, we're going to hear from our team captains, KO Oxley and Carter James, here on Fight Night. I think Carter James will be doing the talking as the official captain, but KO Oxley and Carter James coming out, if I'm not mistaken, for the first time as a tag team. KO Oxley and Carter James here tonight as team captains, and what we are being told is that they are officially ready to announce the rest of their team for the Fight Night versus Mayhem clash at Mind Games. And of course, on Mayhem, they're still fighting over who's captain, so we don't know what to expect from their team. But these two, we're being told, are ready to complete their team, so I guess we can just hand the mic over to them in a moment's time, and I guess we're about to find out the full extent to what Fight Night has to offer for the 4-on-4 tag match at Mind Games. Mayhem is in utter chaos. They don't even know what they're doing over there. I mean, they can't agree on a captain, and now they're fighting each other so that they can fight us? Idiots. Which is why me and Oxley have taken full advantage and we've completed our team for the Mind Games pay-per-view. Tonight, we will welcome them to the team with a tag team match, and you will see all the true power that Fight Night brings to the table. So without further ado, let's meet the rest of the Fight Night team. Well, they've made the announcement, but who's on their team? Oh God, what a pick! SaLgames! Oh my God, that's an amazing pick! SaLgames, for those of you who have seen the trial era videos, you would know that SaLgames was one of the biggest success, if not the biggest success to come out of it. SaLgames in the trial era, longest reigning champion, most time champion. He had so many accolades. But unfortunately for him, the competition has got stronger in this modern day, and he hasn't really had the success he wanted. But you're going to need on a team like this, you're going to need experience, you're going to need a leader, someone who knows their way around a WIW ring, but also someone you know knows how to make it a success. And SaLgames joins Team Fight Night. And I guess apparently he's going to be fighting against Oxley and James tonight as a warm-up to see what they can do in tag team action. But he's going to need a partner, so who else is... Oh my! Oh no! What an amazing pick from KO Oxley and Carter James! Ladies and gentlemen, returning after a brief stint out of action here in WIW. It is, I believe, coming out in a very different style, but he's been away from some time. It is Mr. Money in the Bank is on Team Fight Night. Max Danger has returned to the brand and is now on Team Fight Night. What an amazing pickup that is for the team. And after a brief period away, don't know what he's been doing. He's come back now, and it looks like with a whole new sense of style here. Max Danger ready to compete for Team Fight Night, and he's going to be in action here tonight. We haven't seen Mr. Money in the Bank in quite some time, and now Max Danger is ready to step into the ring to compete here in this tag team match, and of course the 4-on-4 tag match at the next pay-per-view. Well, Oxley and James have decided to put this match together to test out the new team, and we're going to see how they do in action here tonight. And straight out the gate, taken down with a Samoan driver, and he's going to go straight into the cover here. Ooh. And to try to catch him off guard there, and nearly caught SaLgames, but only got to 1 count. And now look at this, downward spiral, and KO Oxley coming out the gate strong. Oxley and James, I wonder what their position is now on Big Boss and Bruiser Brad. Look at that code breaker. Big Boss and Bruiser Brad, who have just emerged as a tag team, and they're looking pretty dominant so far, but yet to test themselves against some actual tag team competition. And Oxley and James, of course, have been quite short of tag team opportunities themselves. They're still going to be behind, what's the other team? I've completely forgotten. The Chaos Twins, they're the ones. The Chaos Twins, of course, who are still entitled to their tag team rematch. And now tossed to the ring. Tag in comes Max Danger. That's some teamwork already. Straight out the gate. SaLgames with the leg track and the drop on the back. And Max Danger returning to in-ring action. Of course, Mr. Money in the Bank looking slightly different, as I might say. But it's maturing with age, I guess. Went for the super kick. Ducks underneath. And now look at this. Oh, and a massive knee lift. And now looking for the tag, and he just about gets it there before Max Danger gets the stop. Oh, look at that. Very smart there from Max, just stepping out the ring in a massive drop kick. And already some tactical masterminds there from Max Danger. Just couldn't quite execute the plan 100%. But now look at this. There's a miniature DDT. And Carter James and KO Oxley re-establish control. So there we have it. Everybody in this ring is officially a part of Team Fight Night. No chaos or controversy on this one, of course. Mayhem are arguing about who's even going to lead their team. There's the tag. Back in comes SaLgames. And there's the takedown from Sal. And another one. Oh, did you see the way he lifted off on that one? That was a massive clothesline. And now SaLgames Going to drag him to the middle of the ring. And there's the leg drop. And he's picked some pretty strong people here, Carter James. Of course, Carter James technically picking KO Oxley, who then went on to become the Fight Night co-captain. And that was a strong pick. It's always good to have your tag team partner in the ring if you can. There's a crossbody. And especially in a 4v4 situation, you're going to want people that you can trust. And it's become more and more clear each week that KO Oxley and Carter James have developed at least a friendship between each other. At the very least. They are definitely friends in arms right now. And of course, now they're also adding SaLgames to the mix, who's a veteran in his own right, a very established superstar, a name that people struggle very hard to deal with. And he's had his run-ins with King Sam in the past. He's been up there, and he knows how to get the job done at the top of the card. And that's exactly the type of talent they're going to need here on this roster. And then, of course, Max Danger, who's only just emerging as a superstar here on WIW, but he's already come in and he's become Mr. Money in the Bank. And of course he can cash that in whenever he wants to. And now look at this, SaLgames with the DDT. And straight into the cover. We've seen it winning matches with this before. Is it going to be enough tonight? No, it's a 2 count. A very sharp 2 count at that. And Carter James, the team captain, on the back pedal here. He's struggling a little bit. And now, SaLgames, we know what comes next. Might be ready to put this one away. Looking for the GTS. I'll try to get him up on the shoulders, but a big counter by Carter James. And now Carter James backs off to the corner. Now he's going to play to his people. The Fight Night crowd, they're going to obviously stand in applause for Carter James. The team captain, they hope, is going to lead him to glory. And here's the tag. And already they might be looking to put this one away. SaLgames in trouble. Double backstabber. Double backstabber. And straight into the cover. Wow, the referee took ages to get into the cover there. But Max Danger was there to break it up anyhow. Oh, look at this. KO Oxley and Carter James dealing with them both. And this is great tag team work. SaLgames taken down with the senton. And now look at this. Carter James. Oh, and the deadly nightshade. Oh, but look at this. SaLgames on the other side. Northern Lights. And Max Danger dealt with there in that scenario. And he rolls out of harm's way, out of the ring before disqualification can occur. Oh, look at that, spun round again. In trouble, always looking for the lumbar check. Well countered there by SaLgames. And now SaLgames with the neck breaker. And this tag team match is heated. They may be on the same team at the next pay-per-view, but no one wants to take the loss today. And there's another DDT and straight into the cover. Is that going to be enough? Carter James is too tired to get there, and KO Oxley kicks out on his own regards. And of course, like I say, they've got a real advantage here. They have a complete team. A team who we assume right now are on the same page because there was no real struggle to get them on the team. But SaLgames and Mr. Money in the Bank, Max Danger, competing on Fight Night. Whereas on Mayhem, we still don't know, A, who's on each team for Jaden and SDC completely. And 2, who is going to be actually representing Mayhem. So they have a massive advantage. They got 2 extra weeks together to try and figure out who's going to be, what the tactics are, who's going to be the leader, or, you know, things like that, how they're going to run the matchups. And right now, KO Oxley and Carter James showing how to get the tag team action done there. Beautiful sequence of moves there from KO Oxley. Oh, look at that, try to spin him around again for the lumbar check, but once again, Max Danger with the counter. And a big boot as well. And all of a sudden, a little momentum of his own, but countered by KO Oxley. Trying to stop that momentum in its tracks. Oh, and look at that. Taken down. And now, going high risk. KO Oxley. Oh, went for a splash and couldn't connect. And Danger sides out the way. And now Danger lining him up for a super kick. Connects from short distance, but a long range. A lot of impact, sorry. And Max Danger turning the tide back in this one. This has been a much better tag team encounter than the last one. That has to be said. And now Max Danger. What's he thinking here? Look at this. Oh, and just slamming him down onto the canvas. Connected beautifully there. And couldn't quite capitalize on it. Oxley and James trying to fight back here. And now might be able to do so. Oh, was looking for the lumbar check again and missed. And now once again, look at this. taken down one more time. And Max Danger's done a lot here. He might want to consider tagging out potentially. Oh, but wait a minute, look at this. Eagle Eye! Eagle Eye! Following in his father's footsteps with the Eagle Eye. Decides against going for the cover. He feels that he hasn't done enough. And that might have been the wise decision. Oxley finds a way to power out anyway. And now KO Oxley has got him in a good position. Looking for that power bomb. Oh, and he's connected. I thought maybe he was going to go for the power bomb backstabber. He decided against it. But instead, wisely goes to make the tag. And back in comes Carter James. And look at Max there in a very uncomfortable position. He didn't look to be in the best of shapes. And there's a beautiful belly-to-belly connected very well. Well, both sides of Team Mayhem fighting with everything that they have in their arsenal to pick up the win here tonight. And of course, this is just a matter of pride, but it's also a matter of seeing and proving that they're worth being on the team here. SaLgames and Max Danger. Look at it. SaLgames crashing him down, and Oxley James pretty much landed on Danger there, so the desired effect was reached, but both men down inside the ring, and they're both hurt. You can see that they're giving it their all in this matchup, but they might want to be careful. They surely don't want to risk injuring each other when they're ready to compete, and I'm not sure if the referee's counting there, because we might have been looking at a draw there. But anyway, Oxley is back to his feet, now Danger is as well. And Danger tried to capitalize on that, couldn't quite do it, and now look at this. Looking for the neck breaker, connects! Very cleanly indeed. And now Max Danger back to his feet, because here comes Carter James with the kill switch right in the middle of the ring. Spins him over and straight into the cover. Is that going to be enough? SaLgames doesn't come to the rescue. No, but it doesn't matter anyway. Max kicks out at 2. And it's Max with that type of resilience that, of course, won him the Money in the Bank in the first place. Of course, that wasn't really a pin or submission match, but you know what I mean. Look at that. Massive knee right to the jaw. And that might have caught him off guard. It caught me off guard. Oxley coming in to stop Sal from breaking it up. Oh, but the referee's taken down. And SaLgames keeps the match alive as the referee is forced to break the count because he's down. He's down on the canvas. And Max and Sal still in this match, but SaLgames keeps the match alive. I thought maybe, though, he was knocked out cold with the knee, but he sprung back to action pretty quickly, and I feel like that match was over right there. So, thinking of prizes for the 4-on-4 tag team match, it's going to be interesting. KO Oxley and Carter James, I'm wondering what they'd want as a prize. Are they looking potentially as a prize of a tag team championship opportunity? That's what I'm curious to see. Because right now the Chaos Twins and the Wolfpack are trying to establish themselves as tag teams, and of course trying to establish to be the dominant tag team champions. But if they can win here, they are entitled to a title opportunity. So potentially, they could be looking at capturing the tag team championships. Look at this. Oh, and there's the face plant down to the mat. One more time with the kill switch. And straight away tagging in KO Oxley. Carter James has done quite a bit here. No wonder he's decided to tag out. But I thought maybe he had the control there to wrap it up. Look at this. Oxley. Oh, once again going high risk. And once again coming up short. And now Max Danger getting behind. Oh, and did you see that suplex? Almost driven through the ropes. Luckily, the ropes were there to stop that from happening. And now Max Danger's feeling it. In a bad position here is KO Oxley with the super kick. Super kick. And now, dragged to the middle of the ring. That could be enough. KO Oxley's in trouble. Carter James isn't coming to his rescue. Maybe because he knew he managed to kick out at the count of 2. And now wearing him down with the elbows to the top of the skull. And Max and Sal have been fighting on valiantly, but right now it's been Max controlling the match. And now look at this. Max, look at this. Max Danger with the Max Lock. Max Lock applied. KO Oxley's in trouble. And Max Danger wins by submission. The Max Lock applied. And Max Danger and Sal have beaten KO Oxley and Carter James. Well, if there was any better way to officially announce yourself to be on Team Fight Night It was to pick up a win against the co-team captains. There was the double backstabber, which we thought might have been leading to the end. SaLgames managed to keep the match alive from knocking down the referee, what was looking to be a certain 3 count, following the big knee, but Max Danger, excuse me, and SaLgames have done it. They've picked up the win, and they officially put themselves on Team Fight Night. What a fantastic match that was in an amazing tag team encounter. And you've got to wonder, if these 4 can stay strong and stay united all the way to Mind Games, are they going to walk out with the first ever 4-on-4 tag match victory against Team Mayhem? They're definitely looking odds-on favourite, and I think Fight Night, at its current rate, have this 4-on-4 tag team match under wraps. But let's move on down the rest of the card, and we'll get one step closer to Mind Games. Next up tonight, a match which, if it wasn't this month, you'd imagine it would have been the main event of tonight's show. Of course, Mayhem versus Fight Night will be main eventing all month long. But tonight, we are going to see the match that we have been waiting for. The television championship is being put on the line. Now, the general manager said that nobody had to do any title matches this month and that no titles would be put on the line. But since the announcement of Albright versus King Sam in the double world title match, the general manager has said that he's lifting that rule, and because of that, Big Willie can finally offer John Cutter the title match that Big Willie's been waiting for. Well, John Cutter made his statement a few weeks ago, making it very clear that he had every intention in coming down and seeking that television championship. And last week, made a huge statement by knocking Big Willie down right in the middle of the ring, and with relative ease, it had to be said as well. And tonight, if he can repeat that for a second time, he can become the first champ. This could be the first championship of his career, and become the champion. He was the tag team champion in the trial era, but unfortunately for him, could not capitalize in this year's era when it counted. But since going solo, John Cutter has been an unstoppable force, and tonight he has a chance of becoming the TV champion. And remember, the winner will go on to face Brad Skeens for the not for the European Championship. Brad Skeens, the European champion, at the pay-per-view. But tonight, we're not looking to that one just yet. We're looking to this incredible contest that it's scheduled to be. The Horn of War has been sounded, and down to the ring comes the television champion, Big Willie. Has held that title around his waist for a very long time, and since then no one has even come close. Well, some people come close, but no one's even really... Okay, I'm going to scrap that point because that was really going nowhere. But Big Willie has been untouchable. He's been unable to be taken down. Unbeaten when the title match is on the line. That's a great stat to have. But lately, suffering a few losses. And of course, on Fight Night, was taken out with a spear. Or Mayhem was taken out by a spear from Brad Skeens, the man he's scheduled to currently take on at the pay-per-view. And Big Willie has said he's had enough. He wants to send a message to John Cutter, to Brad Skeens, to everyone. And he wants to do that the only way he knows how, and that is putting his title on the line. And that's exactly what he's done here tonight. John Cutter and Big Willie, the title match that we've all been waiting for, and it is for this, the television championship. Many have tried, and many have failed. But can this man, the challenger, John Cutter, after a very impressive stint of wins, he's currently unbeaten as a solo star, but can John Cutter, when the title is on the line, finally capture the title? And trying to get the crowd behind him, but hasn't exactly been playing the crowd favourite as of late. But of course, the champion, the undisputed television champion, has been so hard to beat, nearly impossible to even conquer. And in title matches, he is 100% yet to lose a title match. And I'm sure he has no intention, with the pay-per-view right around the corner, of starting a trend of losing title matches now. Well, this is a big one. We've already seen how Big Willie has struggled against John Cutter. John Cutter is a tough opponent for him. They are both pretty even. But the question is, can John Cutter continue his dominance here tonight and become the television champion? Or will Big Willie be able to finally get the job done and move past John Carter for the time being. Well, I'm sure John Carter will be eager and ready to push for the title again. But here we go, straight out the gate here. And John Carter with a massive strike, trying to get the arms around Big Willie, but that's an easier task said than done. And now look at Big Willie trying to capitalize. Oh, look at that. Swinging neck breaker. And Big Willie, we know, doesn't fight like your traditional big man, but he does use his weight to his advantage at times. There's a frog splash, and going to go for the cover straight off of it, and he's only going to get a 1 count for his troubles. And Big Willie and John Carter, the last time these two faced, it didn't quite end the way that a lot of people saw it ending. But Big Willie is here tonight with the title on the line, so it's completely different playing fields. And do you know what? It's really weird. I guess he just likes to perform under pressure, but Big Willie has definitely been a tough adversary for him. And I must mention that this is a big old matchup, and the manager wants to make sure that this does end the way it's supposed to, and it's a no disqualification matchup here tonight. And straight away using the ladder, John Carter tried to use it to his advantage, but Big Willie having to use it for his own advantage and just beating him down with the ladder straight away. And that's a smart tactic. Look at this. Thought about stopping using it, but continues to use it. Oh, but John Carter sidesteps it and now might use the ladder itself. Oh, managed to duck out the way there. And now has John Carter trapped in between the barricade and the table. And now Big Willie's got him in a bad place. Look at that, crashing him into the turnbuckle post. And Big Willie in control right now. And to be honest, we expected this. Big Willie, always great under pressure, especially when the title is on the line for some unknown weird reason, I guess. Single leg Boston Crabs very close to the ropes. He might just be able to reach out there and get it, but he's enduring the pain for the second because he knows he's going to be able to power out, and he does. And already this has been a brilliant matchup, and we're only early stages into this. Irish whip. Oh, we tried to take him down with a shoulder tackle, but wasn't able to do so. Big Willie now going to try it himself. Oh, look at this. What's Big Willie thinking here? A second Irish whip. Oh, and takes him down onto the canvas. I was worried about the positioning of the ladder there and where that was going to end up in all this. Of course, the ladder, pretty ironic that that's the first one that came in. Of course, Brad Skeen's recently attacking Big Willie. And, of course, it was by spearing onto a ladder, he won his first European Championship. Oh, wait a minute. What's Big Willie thinking here? Into the barricade. And just tosses him away. I was wondering what he was thinking there. Big Willie in thorough control right now. But John Carter, as we know, could fight back and start a riot for, say, at any given moment. And now look at this once again. Oh, look at that. Elbow drop right to the chest. And John Carter, he must be in absolute shock because he's dealing with a whole different type of beast right now. Big Willie fighting on harder than I think we've ever seen him fight right now. And now he's got him in a bad place. What's he thinking? Oh, there it is! The running knee! The running knee from Big Willie, now playing to the crowd. And it's not long after this that the match usually comes to an end. But look at this. I don't think Big Willie was expecting this. John Carter finding his way back to his feet, but only to be met with the kick. And now look at this. There's a neck breaker. And Big Willie, he must be sensing the end is near, and that's why he's ready to go for it. In trouble here, the running power bomb. His head ricochets off the turnbuckles as well. And into the cover. Is that enough? No, it's not. Oh, I thought it was. Big Willie couldn't do it. He couldn't get the job done. And John Carter kicks out at 2, and that is not what he wanted to see, because that is usually what wraps it up. But John Carter refusing to go down without a fight. And now look at this. Oh, spins him around. Not a good position to be in. Oh, and there's a inverted DDT. And now begging him to back to his feet. Big Willie obliges. But John Carter is hyped up now. He's ready for a fight. Look at this. Not willing to back down at all, the former Illinois Correctional. Oh, look at that. There's a hip attack. And following through with a spear. And he's already been met with one of those this week. He's not enjoying the sight of another one. Big Willie is in trouble. Look at this. John Carter with all the momentum now. Went for the military press. No, big escape. Big escape. Oh, but only to be met back into the arms of John Carter. And we figured that Big Willie might be a hard man to lift into the military press, but we know John Cutter with the strength of 10 men pretty much. Oh, and now, oh no, he's in trouble here. Off the counter, looking for it again. The running powerbomb. And once again, ricocheting his head off the turnbuckle. And surely that's done it. Into the cover again. Is it for John Cutter? Yes, it is. Big Willie, once again, when the pressure is on and the title is on the line, gets the job done. What an impressive victory for the television champion. He gets it done again. And look at John Cutter's face. He's not impressed. But Big Willie recognizing that was a tough match. Oh, and John Cutter does not oblige. I have a feeling he's not done with the TV champ just yet. But that pretty much confirms it. Big Willie will be taking on Brad Skeens at the Mind Games pay-per-view in their Mayhem vs. Fight Night clash. Well, what a big match that was, and he sends a warning to Brad Skeens that whatever he's ready, whenever the pay-per-view comes around, he is ready for a fight. Well, let's move on to tonight's actual main event. Next up tonight, and the final match on the card, it's another Mayhem vs. Fight Night matchup, and it's another sneak preview for the pay-per-view, as one half of the Linebacks goes up against one half of the Wolfpack, and the first man down to the ring is the one half of the Mayhem Tag Team Champions. It is Patrick Green. And of course, we've seen these clashes before between the Linebacks and the Wolfpack in singles competition, and 9 times out of 10 it was the Wolfpack who got the job done. But the Linebacks are here because they want to do it again. They want to beat the Wolfpack again. They, of course, beat them last time these two faced off. And since then, they've still retained their championships. Neither of them have lost the title. So we get to see at the pay-per-view one of the biggest clashes at Mind Games. Linebacks versus the Wolfpack again. And of course, with Coach Wilson, who will now be at ringside, it's going to lead to one hell of a contest. And Patrick Green is ready for in-ring action tonight. He holds his title high. He holds his title proud. But tonight, can he do it justice by defeating one half of the Fight Night Tag Team Champions here on their home turf? And of course, these Mayhem vs. Fight Night matches have been very one-sided, with the last one being excluded from counting, and it doesn't count, of course. It's now time to move on down the card. It's now time to move on to the next one, and hopefully Mayhem can pick up their first win. But the Fight Night Tag Team Champion is here. Here comes the man that is Stephen Thomas, formerly known as Lanky Steve, one half of the television champion, one half of the tag team champions here on Fight Night. And of course, the Wolfpack suffered the loss to the Linebacks, and they're going to be very hungry to get their revenge. And to be honest, they've had a pretty easy job as tag team champions. A lot of their tag team title matches interrupted. Wolfpack and the Outback helped them retain the title for an extra month. And they've been very, very dominant as the tag team. But tonight, no David at ringside. He has to get this job done by himself and show why he wears that title so proudly around his waist here tonight. And Stephen is ready to do it. We've seen him in singles action recently, and we know he's capable of getting the job done. But can he do it tonight against one half of the Mayhem Tag Team Champions? The bell is ready to ring, and it goes, and here we go. And of course, as I've mentioned so far, Mayhem versus Fight Night matches, it has been absolutely one-sided. There has been only one winner, and that is Fight Night. There has been 2 occasions where they've won, and of course the third one was Big Willie getting speared by Brad Skeens and ending in disqualification, but the general manager coming out and making it very clear that that one does not count, and that people will not be rewarded it because of that potential beatdown. And now look at this, Patrick Green lifting him up, and a stalling suplex, and his feet dangling off the ropes as well. And we figured this one would be a hard-hitting contest because the animosity between these two teams, of course, Patrick Green and Kazarian Xander have made it clear that they're still not forgiven Stephen and David for what they did to Coach Wilson last time out. If you recall, they put Coach Wilson through the announce table and beat him down severely afterwards as well. And of course, that led to him being out of action and unable to be at ringside for weeks. And then eventually, He came back and he's now at ringside, but he's completely bandaged up. And I'm sure every time they look at Coach Wilson, they are reminded of what these two did. And now tonight they get some more payback for it. Oh my God, no! Look at this! Oh, right on the ropes, almost removing his head. And Steve knows how big of a move that was, and he hypes the crowd up. And the crowd have a love-hate relationship with the Wolfpack. They know what they do is wrong, and they know what they do is cheap. But at the same time, they love seeing what they can do. They're fantastic athletes, all three of them. Steve, Dave, and of course the World Heavyweight Champion, King Sam. We know what they're capable of in the ring. And of course, one of them is now going to get a double title opportunity. King Sam will be facing for the WIW and World Heavyweight Championship at the Mind Games pay-per-view. Did you see that? Power slam into the barricade. And the count of 4. And I don't think that neither side is going to want to leave this ending in a count out on the outside. And in comes Patrick Green. We have seen, of course, the last couple of weeks winning on count out for the linebacks. Look at that. Super kick to Steve. And he's got him down in a great position here. And he's just stomping away on him. Hold on a minute. The music hits and it looks like his partner's here. Kazarian Zander's here. But where is he? Where is he? He wasn't there. It was a bait, but Green couldn't capitalize on it. And I think he was just trying to save his partner and try and get him back into this matchup. He saw the super kick and then the beatdown that followed, and all of a sudden tried to turn the tide there with the distraction, and I think it has actually worked. But Steve trying to make sure that it hasn't cost too much time or too much of a distraction, but Green being able to take advantage there off the distraction from Kazarian Zander. And no shortage of action here in tonight's main event. It may not have been the title match that we just see, but clearly things are still heated between both sides of this. Look at that Superman punch. Not quite with the animosity we've seen others do it, but he's able to connect. And now Steve, he's looking for something big there, but struggles to lift Patrick Green on that occasion, and Green manages to escape. And now Green looking for the spear. The tide has definitely turned in this match, and there's the spear. No! Counter! He's managed to dodge the spear. And now Steve in a good position after countering the spear, but Green back to his feet. Oh, did you see the power behind that shot? And now look at that with the takedown. And hyping up the crowd. They were fan favourites, even though they're a quite brutal way of wrapping up matches, Green and Zander. And of lately, oh, look at that. Did you see that? The power of that one. And now look at this. The snake eyes to follow. And then gonna crash him down with a big boot. And following it through with a leg drop, and a beautiful combination there by Patrick Green, who's trying to fight back in this one. His partner has given him the momentum, but Steve was able to counter the spear. And now in the corner, maybe looking once again for the running haymaker. This time connects. Running haymaker by Patrick Green. And the lineback's in a good position to go on the win. But look at this. Steve able to fight on. Able to shrug it off. What's he thinking? Package pile driver. Package pile driver in the middle of the ring. And now Steve lining him up for a super kick. Connects. No. Green Green gets out of the way. And now Green lifting him up. Looking for that stalling suplex. Oh, and he does connect. And what a contest this has been. Neither side giving an edge. And neither side backing down for even a moment. And now look at this. Rolling him up. Looking for the super kick again. Can he connect? This time he does. And straight into the cover. His foot's near the ropes. Isn't quite there. And Steve picks up the win. Another Fight Night victory here tonight. And that's pretty much 4-0, because last week they did win on the disqualification, even though the general manager didn't count it. But now a fourth superstar has joined Friday Fight Night. Well, we knew that the Monday Night Mayhem roster was the bigger roster, only slightly, but it was. But now by far the Mayhem roster is growing in size, and Mayhem are just embarrassing themselves week after week at this point. Steven picks up another victory here, and the Wolfpack represent, but the question is, can he do that again against the linebacks at the pay-per-view. Wolfpack and linebacks too. That's going to be one hell of a contest. But that is going to wrap up tonight's show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Comment with your thoughts and feelings on tonight's show. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.